Hi guys, just wait for another 2 minutes. We have only 50 people, so we need to even look into Jira today. So let's wait for another 5 minutes and we can start. Only 51 people have joined the session. 10 to 15 people, maybe more people need to join. So let's wait for another 5 minutes, maybe. Anusha, make already screen sharing option. You can share your screen if you want, no problem. 5 minutes you'll have to start sharing your screen. If you're comfortable, you can start sharing your screen. Good, thank you. I'll be on mute till then. Gupta, it's not possible for me to share the backup because I don't have any recordings, to be honest with you. I do not have a single recording with me. Daily in recordings, I will not even, my laptop will not even be sufficient for me. So, genuinely telling you, I do not have any videos, I do not have any backups at my end. Meeke gaadu, nenu evarkaina ide chepta. Because I never have any backups with me. My responsibility is just to explain the course. Ante. So you can check with the admin team if you want. Maybe they'll share a video with you. I am not sure. But repeat cheyadam anedi it may not be possible because Friday we have discussed some manual testing theoretical concepts. Saturday we have done Jira. Started Jira on Saturday. Amma meer Jira open cheyandi talli. So maybe it's not possible for me to cover all those topics now. Charging పెట్టుకోండి ఛార్జింగ్ పెట్టుకోండి అయిపోయేటట్టుంది ఫాస్ట్ వెళ్ళి ఛార్జింగ్ పెట్టేసేయండి మళ్ళీ మధ్యలో కనుక మిస్ అయిపోతారు మీరే సో ఐఎమ్ రియలీ సారీ నా దగ్గర ఉంటే నేను జెన్యున్ గా హెల్ప్ చేస్తాను నాకు అట్లాంటి ఇబ్బంది ఏం లేదు ఐ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఇన్ హెల్పింగ్ యూ అవుట్ బట్ జెన్యున్లీ ఐ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ రికార్డింగ్స్ విత్ మీ ఐ కెన్ షో యూ మై ఎంటైర్ ల్యాప్టాప్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ ఐ డు నాట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ వీడియోస్ సో బెటర్ యూ చెక్ విత్ ది అడ్మిన్ టీమ్ దట్ విల్ బి మోర్ బెటర్ ఫర్ యూ ఒకసారి ట్రై చేయండి వాళ్ళు ఏమైనా ఇవ్వగలుగుతారేమో అని చెప్పి ఎందుకంటే అయితే నేను ఇంకా మీకు నా సైడ్ నుంచి ఇంతే హెల్ప్ చేయగలుగుతాను ఏమనుకోకండి సో ది అదర్ డే we have created two issues. One was a epic, one was a story. And one more thing, guys. Now I see 60 people in the session now at 9:15. I've joined at 9:05. I've joined way before, but by the time I got access, I got my mic on. It was around 9:08. I joined very early only, but by the time I get my mic access, I get my screen sharing access, it takes 3 to 4 minutes for me because the admin has to assign those rights to me. So I will be joining way before only. Don't worry. If I'm going to get late, I'll tell you that I'll be late. But I really can't wait for you guys anymore. And Abhiraj, why do you think I did not start this session? Why do you think I have started this late? क्योंकि ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आएंगे कि फिर से मुझे हेल्प करो आई वाज एब्सेंट बोल के नहीं तो आई वाज एब्सेंट फॉर द फर्स्ट आई वाज नॉट देयर फॉर द फर्स्ट 15 मिनट्स सो प्लीज हेल्प मी बोल के ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आएंगे इसीलिए आई एम स्टार्टिंग लेट one more thing I'm not going to wait anymore from tomorrow onwards 9:05 even if there are 30 people in the session I'm going to start please do not ask me to cover everything again maybe not possible for me also नहीं होगा मेरे साथ I can explain it to you in shortcut 2 minutes में I can explain it to you but don't expect a detailed explanation from my side if you are going to join late I understand we all have our work at home but please make sure you join as quickly as possible at least before 9:05 9:06 the session will start sharp so on the other day we have created a epic we have created a story we have started watching an issue. What is watching an issue? How will you watch an issue? What is watching an issue? Anyone help me with the link of JetBrains? Shri Chandana Nayak. Amma, iti Google Classroom lo undi talli. Shri Chandana Nayak, is she present among us? Is she there among us? I'm not sure if she is there, but Chandana. Where are you? Maybe there are two Chandanas in the session, but if it's the Chandana who is asking for JetBrains, you have those details when you open your Google Classroom. Why do you use watch? Where is your watch? Here is your watch. Here is that symbol so that you can watch. Okay. Watch is nothing but you will start watching this issue. It's not mandatory that you can add someone. Even if I share the Jira link with you, Okay, that issue was not raised by you. You are not aware of the issue. But if I share the Jira link with you, and if I ask you to monitor this issue thoroughly, even you can also start monitoring that issue by clicking on watch. Okay, so it's not mandatory that you should have, you should assign it to someone. No, even if I share the Jira link also, I can give the Jira link with you, and you can start monitoring that issue. How will you share your Jira link? How will you share your Jira link? Exactly. Share button and then copy link. Share button and then copy link. Yes. You share that link with your team member, so they can directly open that particular link if they have access to the project, and they can start watching that issue. You have learned watch. You have learned share. You have also learned something called as clone. What is clone? What did you achieve by doing clone? Okay. Okay. Exactly. You can create an exactly duplicate story, but you can modify your description. You can modify the title. You can modify everything. But what can you not duplicate is you cannot duplicate the data. You cannot, let's imagine you have uploaded some file. You cannot duplicate the issue along with the file. No, that's not how it works. Okay. You can create an exactly similar issue. It may be you cannot clone an epic. You can clone a story. You can clone a task. And you cannot copy the data files, all of those things, but you can copy the description. You can change the description. Instead of creating an issue from scratch, you can copy an existing issue, and you can modify the description, modify the details. That's what clone does. Okay, if you want to delete the issue, delete issue, no problem. You can delete it. That's all right. So this is what we have learned. And now let's also create another task. And before we open it, I really don't understand. మీకు అర్థమైందా అర్థం కాలేదా నేను చెప్పింది ఇందాక నాకు అర్థం కాలేదు. మళ్ళీ మీరు సేమ్ క్వశ్చన్ అడుగుతున్నారు నన్ను. హెల్ప్ మీ విత్ ది బ్యాకప్ అని చెప్పాను. నేను ఇందాకే మీకు చెప్పాను, 5 minutes బ్యాకే నేను మీకు చెప్పాను. ఐ రియలీ కాంట్ హెల్ప్ అని చెప్పాను. ఎందుకంటే ఐ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ది వీడియోస్ అని చెప్పి కూడా నేను ఇందాక మీకు 8 నిమిషాల క్రితమే నేను చెప్పాను మీకు. నేను మేబీ మీరు అప్పుడు ల్యాప్టాప్ దగ్గర లేరేమో మరి నాకు తెలియదు. ఒకసారి అడ్మిన్ టీంని అడగండి, వాళ్ళు మీకు వీడియోస్ షేర్ చేయగలిగితే షేర్ చేయగలుగుతారు. అండ్ ఉత్తి సాటర్డే అంటే నేను ఏదైనా ట్రై చేయగలుగుతానండి. ఫ్రైడే సాటర్డే 2 రోజులు అంటే నేను ట్రై చేయలేను కదండి. ఉత్తి సాటర్డే అన్నా సరే 5 minutes నేను ఏదన్నా ఓకే మమ్మ అనిపిస్తాను నేను ఏదన్నా కానీ. బట్ ఫ్రైడే అండ్ సాటర్డే 2 చెప్పాలి అంటే నా వల్ల అవ్వదు. ప్లీజ్ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ బిఫోర్ యూ గైస్ skip the session. I know that you are deliberately not skipping the sessions. You might have some personal issues at your end, I understand. But if you are going to skip the session, at least be in touch with some of your friends in the session so that they can at least give you a small brief description what happened in the session. Okay. I know that you are not wantedly skipping the session. Okay. So be in touch with your friends. So create another issue. So before creating another issue, once open your epic, your previous epic, the epic that you have first created. No, not here. ఇక్కడ కాదు తల్లి, ఒక్కసారి వెనక్కి వెళ్ళాం. Go back to your backlog. Go back to your backlog. ఇక్కడ vertical గా you have epics. Here. This one. Leave it like that. So I hope everyone can see these numbers. Some numbers at least 1 0 1 0 1 0 whatever it is. But instead of all zeros, you should see at least some numbers here. Why are you getting these numbers here? Why are you getting these numbers? What did we do differently that we have started seeing numbers here? हमने ऐसा क्या किया है that we are getting numbers here? Previously, when you have created the epic, you are getting all zeros. Okay. But what did we do so differently that you started getting some numbers here? No, not because of clone. Exactly. We have linked your story with the epic. We have linked your story with the epic. How do you link your story and epic? How do you link your issue with an epic? You can show it on the screen also. If you remember, you can show it on the screen. Exactly. That's how you link. Exactly. Correct. This is how you clone, link, share, watch, all of this stuff. Now let's create one new issue. What is the issue type that you are left with? We have completed out of the issues. We have created an epic. We have created a story. What are we left with now? Task. Exactly. Create a task. Everyone create a task. Exactly. Issue type should be task. So now update something. Don't worry about the summary and other part. Update whatever you can do. Once you get into a project, they will actually give you all those details. Don't worry. Exactly. This is how you should link your epic and your other issues, a story or a task. Correct. Create location and IP. So another issue got created. But why are you not seeing your numbers being increased there? It should be 3030, but you still got only 2020. Refresh your page once. Did you not link your epic? Link chesar kada? Ha. See. Total issues are 3. Unestimated are 2 only. That's all right. Don't worry. That's all right. Don't worry. I will tell you why you got it like that. So now you have created all the 3 issues, 3 different types of issues, epic, story, and task. I hope everyone was able to create a task. Okay. Now that you have created all these 3. Okay. Where are these 3 issues present for you? In which section are you seeing these 3 issues that you have created? In which section? Exactly. Under the backlog. Under the backlog section, you are seeing all these 3. Very good. So now, what is a backlog? Requirement. Okay. Tasks. Okay. Still not getting the correct answer. What do you understand by task? Exactly. Looks like only Nilima has answered this correctly. Looks like only Nilima has answered this correctly. Backlog is nothing but the task that you are going to do in a particular sprint. The tasks that you do in a particular sprint, that is nothing but your backlog item. So now you have backlog items. Can you go to your active sprints screen? Time duration required is your sprint, not your backlog. Time duration means sprint, not backlog. So don't confuse between your backlog and your sprint. So now, anyone able to see any details on your active sprints, or is it like this only? Does it say no active sprints or something like this? Okay. Okay. Same. Exactly. This is how you should see your screen. You should get this option. There are no active sprints, start sprints in the backlog. This is how you should get. I hope everyone is getting like this only. Anyone who is not getting it like this, anyone. अगर तुमको एक्टिव स्प्रिंट्स का ऑप्शन ही नहीं आ रहा है तो मुझे मत बताओ, क्योंकि I have already explained this 3 times. If you're not getting the active sprints option, I would better suggest you to look into the previous videos. That's the only thing I can tell you as of now. Everyone getting the same thing when you click on active sprints? I will take your silence as a yes. Okay. నీలిమ గారు మీకు పంపించేసాను నేను ఇన్వైట్, ఒకసారి చెక్ చేసుకోండి ఒక 5 minutes తర్వాత. So you should be getting your active sprints screen like this. All right. So everyone, what does it say? It says there are no active sprints. Matlab, at the present moment, there are no sprints running in your project. In your Jira project here, there are no sprints running currently on in your project. So you should create a sprint. How will you create a sprint? What does it say at the bottom? What does it say at the bottom? Exactly. It says start sprints in the backlog. So you can go to your backlog section, and you can start your sprints. For those who are not able to see this, there are no active sprints and all that stuff. Scroll down your screen. थोड़ा सा screen के नीचे जाओ एक बार. Don't start sending me the screenshot saying that I'm not able to see, I'm not able to see, I'm not able to see. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं बनता ना. But just scroll down your screen. That's when you will realize that there is something else. Don't start sending me all these screenshots saying I've got active sprints, but I'm not able to see this text. Nonsense. What is this? Scroll down. Scroll down. You will see all the options. Don't panic. Be brave. Go back to your backlog. Go back to your backlog. You can create your sprints from your backlog. So backlog क्या पहले? So, So if you go to backlog, everyone should see this particular screen. Me cursor ekkadaiతే ఉందో cursor ఒకసారి అక్కడ తిప్పండి. Everyone should see this particular option. Plan your sprint. Everyone should see this particular option. Plan your sprint. Everyone. I hope everyone is able to see this. So everyone should have this start sprint option. By default, there will always be a sprint ready for you. But if you're not getting any option, at the small top right, just a little bit above, you should see those 3 dots. 3 dots just to the right side of your what do you call start sprint. You can delete your sprint from here, or you can edit your sprint. But if you want, you can also create one more sprint. You have create sprint option at the bottom of your screen. Create sprint option at the bottom of the screen. Everyone can see create sprint option. You can create a sprint by clicking on this. No problem. Automatically a new sprint will be created. That's all right. But if you already have a sprint, just like how she has, just like how Anusha has, if you already have a sprint, see Anusha already has a sprint. That is why she's getting start sprint option there. What does it say? If she's trying to click on start sprint, but what does it say? Sprint cannot be started because it contains no issues. So what do you think you should do now? Exactly. You should start అన్ని డ్రాగ్ అండ్ డ్రాప్ చేయక తల్లి, అన్ని డ్రాగ్ అండ్ డ్రాప్ చేయక. ఒక్క నిమిషం ఒకటి వదిలేసి మళ్ళీ కిందికి తీసుకొచ్చాయి ఒకటి. ఇంకోటి కూడా కిందికి తీసుకొచ్చి మన వాళ్ళకి చూపించాలి కదా. Previously, you were not able to start the sprint. Even though the sprint was created, you were not able to start the sprint because there were no issues in the sprint. There were no backlog items for that sprint. You did not add any backlog items to that sprint. That is why you are not able to start the sprint, even though the sprint was created. Sprint create hua tha already, but you are not able to start the sprint because the issues were not added to the sprint. So unless you add your issues to the sprint, your start sprint option will not be highlighted. ఒక్కసారి ఇది కూడా తీసేయాలి అందులో నుంచి. See, now there are no issues in that particular sprint. That is why you're not getting the start sprint option. And what does it say? You cannot start the sprint because it contains no issues. Bolke. See, so what you should do, either you should create new issues or from the backlog, that is from the existing backlog items, you should add your backlog items to the sprint. So either you can drag and drop. So drag and drop jaytali itla. Either you can drag or drop like this, drag and drop, or what you can do is just click on the backlog issues, one of the backlog issues. Okasari click jaytali. Normal click, normal left click. Just normal left click. Kinda daniki click jay, kinda. See, she has clicked and all of a sudden at the extreme right, she has got her story opened here. So if she can scroll to the bottom, sir, scroll jaytali kindaki. Everyone should see this option, sprint none. Sprint none bolke, everyone should see this option. Either you can do drag and drop or you can select the sprint from here. Sprint none nunchi, from sprint none, you can select your sprint. See, she can see both the sprints, whatever sprint she has ready on her machine. So she can select whichever sprint she want and it will be added to that particular sprint. Select chesko talli. See, this issue got added to that particular sprint. You can add your issue to this sprint in two ways, either by dragging and dropping or by modifying the sprint value like this. So can anyone tell me if you were unable to do this? గుప్తా లైట్ తీసుకోండి, మీది స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి చేయడం అనేది కష్టం, సో మీది లైట్ తీసుకోండి. స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి చెప్పడం అనేది ఫ్రైడే అండ్ సాటర్డే రెండు కలిపి చెప్పడం అనేది ఇట్స్ రియలీ నాట్ పాసిబుల్ నౌ. మీరు ఆల్రెడీ రన్నింగ్ లేట్, సో better you get the videos. So anyone who was not able to add their issues to sprint, anyone, I'm asking you one final time, if you are not able to add your issues to sprint, let me know. Cool, I'll take your silence as a yes. Okay, so I hope since you're all silent in the chat box, I hope you're all able to add your issues to this sprint. So now you can click on start sprint and you can start your sprint. Gupta, it's time waste. You don't even have to share it because మీ దాంట్లో ఏమీ లేవు. Obviously మీ దాంట్లో రావు, మీరు షేర్ చేసి కూడా వేస్టే. ఇప్పుడు ప్యానిక్ గా 5 minutes లో నేర్చుకునే బదులు ప్రశాంతంగా వీడియోస్ తీసుకొని హాయిగా కూర్చొని చదువుకోండి. నేను ప్యానిక్ గా ఇప్పుడు మీకు 5 minutes లో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయలేను. నేను చెప్పినా సరే మీ బుర్రలోకి ఎక్కదు ఇప్పుడు అది. సో డోంట్ వరీ, బెటర్ వీడియోస్ తీసుకొని ప్రశాంతంగా హాయిగా కూర్చొని బిందాస్ గా చిల్ అవుతూ చదవండి, దాన్ని అర్థం అవుతుంది మీకు. డోంట్ వరీ, ఇట్స్ నాట్ రాకెట్ సైన్స్, యూ విల్ ఈజీలీ అండర్స్టాండ్ దిస్. బట్ 5 minutes లో నేను చెప్తే మీకు ఉన్నది ఉంచుకున్నది రెండు పోతాయి మీకు. So don't want to disturb you with all of that stuff. So relax. Today's session, think that today's session is not for you. And at least Friday or was absent, Saturday I would have explained this to you on Saturday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 రోజులు అంటే సండే క్లాస్ ఎట్లాగో లేదు. Friday, Saturday రెండు మీరు absent. So I'm not sure if I can cover 2 hours, 2.5 hour session in 5 minutes. Not possible. So no point in sending me your screenshots that you are not getting it. Relax. అది అండర్స్టూడ్. వస్తేనే ఇంకా ఆశ్చర్యం మీకు. సాటర్డే రోజేనండి జీరా స్టార్ట్ చేసింది. జీరా స్టార్ట్ చేసింది సాటర్డే రోజే. సో సాటర్డే రోజు మొత్తం సెషన్ నేను 5 minutes లో చెప్పడం అంటే ఇంపాసిబుల్. నేను చెప్పలేను మీకు 5 minutes లో. మీకు అర్థం కాదు కూడా నేను చెప్పినా కూడా. సో మీరు అనవసరంగా ఒత్తిగా టైం వేస్ట్, మీరు ప్యానిక్ అవుతారు ఒత్తిగా ఇదంతా ఏంటి అని అర్థం కాకపోతే ఇంకా ప్యానిక్ ఎక్కువ అవుతారు. ఏం తెలియకపోయినా పర్లేదు కానీ తెలిసి తెలియని నేర్చుకుంటే ఇంకా ఎక్కువ ప్యానిక్ అవుతారు. సో రిలాక్స్. సాటర్డే ఒక్కరోజు వీడియోనే కదా, అడ్మిన్ అడగండి, అడ్మిన్ ఇస్తారు మీకు, ఏం పర్లేదు. యూ విల్ 100% బి ఏబుల్ టు మేనేజ్ దట్ సాటర్డే సెషన్ ఈజీ. కంగారేం లేదు. ఆర్ మన వాళ్ళని ఎవరినైనా అడగండి, రేపు మార్నింగ్ కూర్చోండి, ఒక గంట సేపు మన వాళ్ళు ఎవరితో అయినా ఇంటరాక్ట్ అవ్వండి, మాట్లాడి ఇష్యూ రిజాల్వ్ చేసుకోండి. ఎందుకంటే నేను వర్కింగ్ ఎంప్లాయ్ కాబట్టి నేను మార్నింగ్ పూట ఉండలేను, టైం స్పెండ్ చేయలేను. సో మన వాళ్ళు ఎవరైనా అడగండి, వాళ్ళు ఎవరైనా మీకు టైం స్లాట్ లో కుదిరితే ఒకసారి వాళ్ళతో మీటింగ్ పెట్టుకోండి, మాట్లాడుకోండి ఒకసారి, బెటర్. వాళ్ళు కూడా మీకు డీటెయిల్ గా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారు. ఒకవేళ వాళ్ళు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసిన వాళ్ళకి కూడా ఏమైనా అర్థం కాకపోతే ఇద్దరు కలిసి నన్ను క్వశ్చన్ అడగండి. ఐ విల్ రిజాల్వ్ బోత్ యువర్ క్వెరీస్. I can resolve queries, no problem. I cannot explain everything from scratch. Adi na problem. So now, everyone, start your sprint. And before starting your sprint, if you want to change the name of your sprint, maybe you want to give a different name for your sprint. Maybe you want to give a different name for your sprint. Okay, here the sprint name is P2 Sprint 1. The sprint name is P2 Sprint 1. Sprint name. But if you don't want that sprint name, it's too boring. You did not like the name of the sprint. You want to change the name of the sprint. Let's imagine. Jara kya hai hamara? Imagine karne mein. Imagination to ye. So you want to change the name of your sprint. How will you change? Click on those 3 dots. You will get edit sprint option. Na click cheytali. Em parledu. If you want to change the name of your sprint, you can. Okay? Agutali. Okay? I hope everyone was able to change their sprint name. Next, sprint duration. What is your most common sprint duration? 2 weeks. Exactly. If you want to take it as 2 weeks, you can click on 2 weeks. But you should give the start date. When is your sprint starting? That is more important. Just because you said 2 weeks, it's not going to take 2 weeks. You just have to give the start date from the calendar. Just select the start date. Automatically, the end date will be calculated by the Jira application only. 26th kada? See, automatically the end date has been calculated and it is saying that the end date is 10th July. So it will automatically give you the end date. But again, what if it's neither 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks? Your sprint duration is not, it's not 4 weeks, it's more than 4 weeks. Then you can select custom and give whatever start date you want and give whatever end date you want, your wish. Let's say your sprint duration is 2.5 weeks. That is 14 plus 4, 18 days. Let's imagine your sprint duration is 18 days or 30 days. Because it's 4 weeks and 2 months, 4 weeks and 2 days. So in that case, you can select custom duration and you can give whatever start date and whatever end date you want. No problem. Everyone was able to give start and end dates now? Everyone, please let me know. Everyone. So this is how you will update your sprint duration. Next, sprint goal. What is the goal of your sprint? What do you want to do? Sometimes people will mention some sort of an acceptance criteria. The acceptance criteria that you learned, obviously, Ankita, you will not get the end date. You will not be able to edit the end date unless you select custom as the duration. If you select the start date and if you select the duration, automatically the end date will be calculated. If you select custom, then only you can edit your start and end both dates. Okay. So sprint goal, you can give a sprint target. So you want to complete some 20 tasks or 20 issues this sprint, or not just you, your entire Scrum team, basically. So this is what your sprint goal is. Or 95% of the test case should pass. No active bugs, no pending bugs, no high severity bugs. Acceptance criteria, all of those you will include in the sprint goals section. Okay, so this is not mandatory. You can write, you need not write, no problem. So you can click on update. Automatically, your sprint name will update, your sprint duration also will update. Update no. So as you can see, the sprint name got also changed. The sprint starting and ending, the sprint duration also got changed. Now you can click on start sprint. Yes. Yes. As you can see at the bottom, it says there are 23 working days. There are 23 working days in this sprint. So it will tell you Monday to Friday are the working days. So obviously it will tell you what are the working days or how many working days you have in this particular sprint. So everyone is able to get this option. Everyone. Okay, I'll take your silence as a yes. So you can start your sprint now. Yes. So after starting your sprint, after clicking on start sprint, if you guys open your active sprints section, this is how the screen should look like. After clicking on start sprint, if you open your active sprint section, this is how your screen should look like. Everyone? All right. Cool. I'm still not getting answers from most of them. Only 3 people. 4, including Anusha. What happened to the rest? What happened to the rest? Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Very good. All right. All right. Cool. No problem. Very good. Very good. So, క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటి? ఈ స్క్రీన్ వస్తుందా? ఈ స్క్రీన్ రాకపోతే ఎట్లా? ఈ స్క్రీన్ రాకపోతే నేను నెక్స్ట్ చెప్పేది అర్థం కాదు మీకు. క్వశ్చనే అది బేసిక్. ఏంది భయ అంత మాట నేర్చినావు? క్వశ్చన్ ఏంది అని చెప్పి అని అట్లా ఎట్లా అంటావు చెప్పు నువ్వు? ఓకే. కూల్ కూల్. All right, fine. So everyone should be seeing this screen like this. So from here, you should be able to update all the other options also. So now you have three statuses: to do, in progress, and done. Can everyone see? You have three boxes: to do box, in progress box, done box. These three boxes. So the main point of these three boxes is, okay, these will denote the, what do you call, your issue status. What is the status of your issue? What is happening in your issue? Okay. Those three are basically to track the status of your issue. If you have first time received the issue, or you first got the issue, when you first get the issue, it will be in your to state. It will be in your to state when you initially get the issue. It will be in to do state. So it will be in to do state only unless you start working on that particular issue. If you don't work on that issue, it will be there in to do only forever. Forever it will be in to do only. All right. So now let's say you have started working on one issue. You have picked up one issue, and mind you, these issues are not just your issues, your entire project team members, your Scrum team issues. Currently, you will be seeing very less issues. I understand that. But moving on, once you are in a project, you will not just be seeing your own issues, you will be seeing your colleague issues also. Your entire Scrum team issues will be visible here, not just your own issues. All right. So from here, సాయి బ్రదర్, మీరు చెప్పినంత మాత్రం నేను స్టార్ట్ చేయలేను. ఎందుకంటే నేను ముందే చెప్పిన, ఆల్రెడీ మీకు తెలిసిన కంటెంట్స్ ఉంటే కొంచెం లేట్గా జాయిన్ అవ్వండి కావాలండి అని చెప్పి. ఈ మాత్రం కూడా కంటెంట్ తెలియని వాళ్ళు చాలా మంది ఉన్నారు సెషన్ లో. ఈ మాత్రం కూడా బేసిక్స్ తెలియని వాళ్ళు చాలా మంది ఉన్నారు. ఐ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ యువర్ అర్జెన్సీ, బట్ ఐ రియలీ కాంట్ స్టార్ట్ సెలీనియం. అండ్ మీరు ఆటోమేషన్ స్టార్ట్ చేయండి అంటున్నారు. వన్స్ ఐ స్టార్ట్ జావా, మీకు అర్థం కూడా కాదు జావా. ఓకే, మీరు తొందర పెట్టడం వేస్ట్. ఎందుకంటే దేర్ ఈజ్ అ పర్టికులర్ ప్రాసెస్, దేర్ ఈజ్ అ పర్టికులర్ న్యాచురల్ కోర్స్ ఫర్ దిస్. సో దట్ షుడ్ హ్యాపెన్. నేను అంతకంటే అయితే మీకు ఇంకా చెప్పలేను. మేబీ యు ఆర్ ఇన్ హరీ, ఇంటర్వ్యూలో మాన్యువల్ అడగట్లేదని మీరు అంటున్నారు, కాదనట్లేదు. బట్ నేను అట్లా వదిలేయలేను కదా. మిమ్మల్ని అడగకపోయి ఉండొచ్చు మాన్యువల్, నేను కాదనట్లే. కిస్మత్, కొంతమందిని అడుగుతారు, కొంతమందిని అడగరు. ఇట్స్ నాట్ మ్యాండేటరీ. యూ విల్ బి ఆస్క్డ్ మాన్యువల్, సమ్టైమ్స్ యూ విల్ నాట్ బి ఆస్క్డ్. But that does not mean I skip manual. I will take you through manual for sure. There are many people in the session who don't even know these also. So వాళ్ళ కోసమైనా సరే నేను చెప్పాలి. There are roughly 60 people. Even if 59 people know it and 1% doesn't know it also, I will cover the entire thing, no matter what. So maybe you should adjust. అంతకంటే అయితే నేను ఇంకేం చెప్పలేను మీకు. So now everyone, you should update your status. It is in to do. So when will it be in to do? It will be in to do only if you have not picked up this issue. If you have picked up this issue, If you have picked up this issue, have started working on this issue, then you should change its status to in progress. How will you change it? You can either drag and drop this issue or you drag and drop Jaitalya ఒకసారి. ఇక్కడే అవసరం లేదు ఇక్కడే చేయొచ్చు. In your active sprints only you can do drag and drop. వస్తుంది. This is how you can drag and drop. This is how you can change your status. మళ్ళీ టు డూలోకి వెళ్ళిపోండి. Exactly. Either you can do drag and drop or you can click on your individual issue. Click on your individual issue. Normal click, left click. Normal left click. At the right side top you are seeing to do drop down. Yes. From there also you can change the status. Either do drag and drop or to do nunchi in progress. You can change it here also. No problem. Marchand in progress ki marchand. Yes. Close it. Automatic save. You need not click on save also. See. Either you can do drag and drop or you can click on drop down and do or change your status. No problem. Okay. So this is how you can change your issue status. This is how you can change your issue status. All right. I hope everyone was able to do this. Anyone finding it difficult? How many of you already know this? Those who know this already, can you please raise your hands virtually? Bharati, looks like Bharati has this knowledge. Supriya, Chandana, all right. Anyone else? So Bharati, Supriya and Chandana. Even Suchitra Kumari. Okay. Suchitra. I'm seeing you for the first time in this session. Telugu amma? Suchitra? Seeing you for the first time in this session. Maybe I did not observe. First day na talli idi meeku. Suchitra. Is this your first day? Suchitra? Hello? Strange. Sir. So there are only 4 or 5 people out of the entire 60. Anusha, meeku kuda radamma idi? Meeku idea unda? Zero? Meeku idea unda Anusha idi? Zero? Good. So there are roughly less than 10 people in the session who have idea about this Jira. The rest of them don't have any idea. So obviously you all have to sit through, even you know this, they have to sit through the entire thing again. So you'll have to bear with this. I cannot skip because there are many people who don't even know all of this. Okay. So you can change your status like this from here also. And open any one issue. Open any one issue. Exactly. Open. Saripotadu. Open cheyatalli. Enga. So here, even if you have forgotten writing any description, you can still write your description, no problem, in the description section. If someone will add a comment, their comments will appear at the bottom in the activity section. You can click on cancel, no problem. At the bottom, you have something called as activity. In the activity section, you can add a comment if you want, or you can look at the history, you can look at the logs, everything will be visible. In the log section, if you click on log, everything will be visible. Sorry, in your history section. In your history section, everything will be visible. When was this issue created? What was updated? What was deleted? All of this will be tracked in your history section. All right. So please be careful whenever you are doing anything of this sort. Next. At the right hand side, you should see something called as story points. Scroll down. You should see something called as story points. So what are your story points? Story points indicate the complexity of your task. So usually your story points, in majority of the projects I have worked, the story points are somewhere between 1 to 5. Story points are between 1 to 5. Of course, it's not mandatory that you should give it between 1 and 5 only. You can give it anything that you want. But the more the, some people use Fibonacci series also. Yes. Some people use Fibonacci series also. But again, some people would simply like to keep it, some people would like to keep it very simple. Okay. Yes, some people will use Fibonacci series also. I agree. So some people will want to keep it very simple. So they'll start giving it some on a scale of 1 to 5, they'll give you some number. The more the number, the more complex it is. You can imagine it like that. Okay. Your story points denote how complex the issue is. So if you have all easy tasks, easy issues, maybe your story points will be a little less. Okay. So if you give more story points, it is a slightly complex, harder task to perform. Okay. So you can give whatever story points you want, and story points should be numbers only. Your story points basically denote the complexity of your work. That's it. The amount of work that you are doing, or the complexity that is involved in doing that work, the time that you are spending in doing that work. Fibonacci, they can give whatever Fibonacci series they want. You can just simply try whatever Fibonacci series you want. But usually they'll give it on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 means slightly a complex issue. 1 or 2 are slightly easier issues. So if you get more 5 pointers, you will need more time to resolve those. If you get more 1, 2 pointers, we'll have lots of tasks because they can be completed in less time. Those are far less complicated. They are less complex. They need less time. So you might be getting more 1 pointer, 2 pointers. You'll be getting less 5 pointers and 4 pointers. That's how it is. You can give any number of story points you want, no problem. After giving, simply click on the tick mark. This is how you can give some story point for this issue. Close it. So immediately you should be able to see that number 3 at the bottom of the issue like this. Okay. So let me explain what these bottom details are. The green color symbol that you are seeing, the green color symbol, that's the symbol for your story. Once you get into a project, you might be having a different symbol altogether. I'm not saying it will be exactly same. Your team might be opting for a different symbol also. That's completely natural. Don't worry. The is equal to symbol that you have there, that denotes your priority. It's a medium priority issue. You have 5 types of priorities in free Jira. You can use any type of priority. The number 3 that you have, that is nothing but your story points. This issue, if you solve, you will be getting 3 story points. That's what it indicates. And to the extreme right, you have P2-2. That is nothing but your project related details. Next is AG, nothing but the initials of the assignee. Here, Anusha G. So that is why she got AG. Okay. So understood all of these points, understood all of these things now. Work log. You can start clicking on the work log. Sir, work log na click jaytale. Issue open yet work log click jay. See. Click jay work log మీద. అదే log worker ఉంది కదా. Log worker ఉంది కదా కింద. Click on that. ఇది. This can be accessed in a different way also. Cancel నొక్కి కిందికి రమ్మా. ఇక్కడ రైట్ సైడ్ లో at the right hand side scroll down. Exactly. Original estimate. It says 0 minutes. So here Scrum Master will give you some time for each and every task. How many hours do you have in a 2-week sprint? How many hours do you have on total? In a 2-week sprint, how many hours do you have? $80 hours. Exactly. You have 80 hours. Plus 2 weeks is 14 days. Minus your 4 weekends, 10 days. Each day 8 hours. 10 into 8 is 80 hours. So for 80 hours, he might be giving you some tasks, some issues. All those issues need to be allocated some time. So let's say for this issue, he's giving you 10 hours. He's giving you 10 hours. How will he write it here? He will say 10 small h. See, back. If you can see, 2W, W means week, 4D means 4 days, 6H means 6 hours, 45M means minutes. W is weeks, D is dates, H is hours, M is minutes. So how many hours? If I want to write 10 hours, how will I write? 10 small h, exactly. Okay, Gautama? Why did it change? What is it saying? It is saying 1 day, 2 hours. Can anyone explain why it is saying 1 day, 2 hours? Exactly. 8 hours for a day and 2 hours for the next day. That is why if you enter 10 hours, it is saying 1 day, 2 hours. And what is log work? Nothing but in the below, you will be getting no time logged. No time logged. Click on that. No time logged. No time logged. Same thing as your log work. What you have here is you have 10 hours to work on this issue. So daily you have something called as a Scrum call every day. In this Scrum call, you are supposed to mention what you have done the previous day. You are supposed to mention what you have done the previous day. Every single Scrum call should explain what you have done yesterday and what you are going to do today. So let's say you will say, I have worked on this issue. That is not enough. Simply saying that I have worked on this issue is not going to work out. So you should also give them more explanation, saying that, okay, I have worked on this issue, and instead of just plain simply saying that, you should log your hours here. So if you have worked on this issue yesterday, how many hours you are going to write it here? How many hours you are going to write it under time spent section? Exactly, 8 hours. So if you type 8H here, so what is the time remaining for you? At the right side top, what is it saying? How many hours are still remaining at the right side top? Exactly, 2 hours are still remaining. So as and when you update your hours, your time remaining will also change. And instead of simply saying I have put 8 hours, I have spent 8 hours, should also write some description. What did you do in those 8 hours? Okay, you should give a description what you did in those 8 hours. Yes, every day, end of the day, you will have to fill this, because next day you have a Scrum call. By the time you have a Scrum call next day, you should have these details filled readily. You can fill this even before the start of the sprint call also. Whatever you do, make sure everything is filled by the time of your sprint call. Okay, so save నొక్కేదాలి అయిపోయింది. So you can, as you can see in the work log, it says Anusha G logged 1D 8 hours, 1D, 8 hours ago, learned about active sprint window. She has given her activity details also. So this is how you will give your updates in, you will provide your updates for Scrum call, daily Scrum call in Jira like this. Some Scrum masters are very much particular about this thing. Why do you think you have a Scrum call every day? Any idea why you have a Scrum call every day? To get update. Who will get update? What update will you get? Exactly. The Scrum Master needs to understand if there are any blockers in your sprint, so that the Scrum Master can plan the sprint properly. If there is some blocker for you in the sprint, maybe he'll arrange a training session, or maybe he'll shuffle the tasks. He'll give it to someone else. He'll do whatever it takes to make sure your sprint is not disturbed. The scope of the sprint is not disturbed. All right. So close this. So this is how you will update all these details in Jira. So what did you learn? You have learned how to create your 3 issue types. You have understood about the different statuses. You understood how to link your epic and your issue, sharing your issue, watching your issue, cloning your issue. Okay, story points. All right. Priority, assigning some priority to your issue, assigning it to someone else, assigning it to yourself. You have learned all of these things in your Jira. ब्लॉक नहीं कर सकते टिकट को, एटलीस्ट फ्री जीरा में तो वो ऑप्शन नहीं है. ब्लॉक का मतलब क्या है? ब्लॉक का मतलब ये मतलब नहीं है कि व्हाट्सएप की तरह ब्लॉक नहीं है. ब्लॉक इज जस्ट एन अदर स्टेटस, दैट्स इट. ये टू डू इन प्रोग्रेस की तरह ही वो भी एक स्टेटस है बस. डज नॉट वर्क लाइक योर व्हाट्सएप ब्लॉक और एनीथिंग. Okay, any issue, any query till now so far that you have learned? నేను క్లాస్ లో ఉన్న ఒక 10 నిమిషాల్లో కాల్ చేస్తాను. అయిపోయిందా? తినేసినా? తిరగతా? సరే, నేను 10 నిమిషాల్లో కాల్ చేస్తాను. ఓకేనా? కాల్ చేస్తాను, 10 నిమిషాల్లో కాల్ చేస్తాను. So all clear till now, or does anyone have any doubts, queries, issues? Very story points. Just click on your issue, you will get your story points option. Sir, Jubitali Anushak sir. Okay. Sangeeta, yes. Tell me. Yes, yes. Yeah. 3. It is showing 3. Yes. It is showing 3. It means here 3 story points. Yes, correct. Yes, in the to do section, it is showing 3 at the bottom. It means that this particular issue has 3 story points. वही तो हमने स्टोरी पॉइंट्स दिया था, इसलिए हमें आया था. सर मళ్ళీ स्टोरी पॉइंट्स ఎట్లా లెక్కించాలో చూపియమ్మా అనుష. Instead of 3, give some 5 or 4. You gave 5. All right. देखिएगा आपको यहाँ पे 5 आ गया. ठीक है, समझ में आ गया आपको? देवेश, यूट्यूब समझ में आया आपको अभी? देवेश Okay, and just to the top of to do, you have something called as only my issues. Only my issues. That is like a filter. If you click on only my issues, as I already told you, your active sprint does not contain the details of only your issues. It will contain the issues of your entire team. Okay, team में पूरा मिला के for that particular sprint, if you have 20 backlog items, all the 20 backlog items will be present in your active sprint section. सारे के सारे मिलेंगे आपको. But if you want to look into only the issues that are assigned to you, out of 20, maybe you are assigned some 4 issues. If you want to look only into those 4 issues, click on only my issues. Only my issues will work like a filter for you. Okay. If you click on only my issues, it will filter only your issues and only your issues will be shown on the screen. Right now, Anusha does not have any others issues. So that is why Anusha, your issue ever can overbear me, then assign it on someone else's name. Assign it to someone else. Monica assign it. Done. Can close. So as you can see, when she has applied filter on only my issues, she's able to see only her issue. Sir, Malik, click on same only my issues again. See, only my issues filter is removed. Now she will see the issues of all the team members. Okay. Now, the final thing, creating a bug. How will you create a bug? Create issue type bug, and mind you, this is Jira, so I understand that you will not be getting most of the fields. But in reality, when your interviewer asks you how to raise a bug on Jira, explain them about the defect report from your manual testing. Explain them about the detailed steps in your defect report from your manual testing notes. What will you have? You'll have summary. Yes, you will write some summary. Very good. In the description, you call it as description here, but in your defect report, you call it as steps to reproduce. You call it as steps to reproduce. What are steps to reproduce? Steps to reproduce is nothing but how did you arrive at this particular error, or how did you arrive at this particular bug? What differently did you do in your testing that you have got this bug? You should explain that to your developer. Your developer should have a very clear understanding. तुमने क्या steps follow किया है? What steps did you follow so that did you get this bug? Okay, what was your first step? What was your second step? What was your tested data? What was your third step? What did you do? What is the sequence of your testing? Should understand every single step. Only then he can replicate. If he follows your steps, he should also get that bug. So those many details you should give it to him. Okay, how many details bole to give him as many details as possible so that he can also replicate that issue. If he follows your steps, he should also get that issue. That is how you should give him this. Give him the steps. Getting my point now? So what will you include? You will include the severity, priority, summary, description, or steps to reproduce, and test data, and provided some screenshots and all of that stuff. Unless you give all of this, your interviewer will not be able to understand what the bug is all about. Okay, so give all those details, explain the same to your interviewer also. Explain them about your bug or defect report, which you have in your manual testing notes. Okay, create. So look at the symbol for your bug. Red color symbol. This is what is your bug is. Okay, everyone clear? Everyone clear? I'll take your silence as a yes. Next, final concept is your dashboard. At the top, everyone should be able to see something called as a dashboard. Total top. Dashboard, exactly. Dashboard. You should see something called as dashboard. You not create a dashboard for yourself. You already have a default dashboard ready in your project. Click on view all dashboards. Dashboard and view all dashboards. Everyone should be getting a default dashboard. Did everyone get the default dashboard like this? Did everyone get the default dashboard like this, guys? Some point of time, at least you should start responding to me, because later on, if you come back saying me, I am not getting it, it will look very strange for me, because तब क्या कर रहे थे बोल के पूछूंगा मैं, फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन यही पूछूंगा आपको, ठीक है? So if you go to your default dashboard like this, open this default dashboard. Everyone should be getting a screen like this if you click on default dashboard. Left side eక్కడ click చేయాలి పోతే ఇవన్నీ. Left side lo So everyone should get a screen like this. We have 4 boxes here. First one is your introduction. Paste. That is not related to you. Welcome to Jira. Relax. Not worth to look into it also. Next is your projects at the bottom. Left side bottom, you have something called as projects. So it will show you all the projects that you are involved in. Currently, Anusha has 2 projects where she is involved. So she is getting both the projects under the project section. You might have 1, you might have 2, you might have 30 also. No problem. Next, the third box, right hand side, assigned to me. Assigned to me. Nothing but whatever tasks are present on your name, whatever issues are present on your name, those will be visible here. So every day, either you go to your active sprints and filter only your issues, or open your dashboard and check whatever issues are assigned to you. Because you have lots of issues happening in your active sprints, but you might not be in a position to look into each and every issue. That is why you open your dashboard like this and check your exclusively only your issues, or click on the filter only my issues at the top. Get only your issues. Understood, everyone? Understood your dashboard? And right side bottom, activity streams, your company Jira. What does this show is? This will show the activity of all the people that they are doing in the project Jira. If someone is creating a new Jira, if someone is updating any existing Jira, if someone is uploading some data, uploading some comments, uploading some screenshots, whatever updates they are doing on the Jira project, all those updates will be appearing in this activity streams. Well, currently there are no activities happening, so that is why she's not getting anything. And everyone, in all of the 4 boxes, you have a refresh button. Can everyone see the refresh button? In all of the 4 boxes, you will see something like a refresh button like this. Yes, exactly. Everyone should be able to see this refresh button. So if you simply refresh, your details will be changing. Okay. Here, finish our Jira. What you're going to learn in your Jira. Of course, be really honest with you, this much of Jira is not even required. But it's good to have this much of Jira so that you won't struggle later on in your project. You will not be creating your sprint. You will not be creating your issues. You will not even be raising your bugs. All right. Max to max, what will you do is you will be looking into the assigned tasks, automation tasks, whatever have been assigned to you, you'll be looking into those tasks. You'll be updating your workload. That's it. You will not even have access to create a sprint also, to be really honest with you, to be really frank. That's the job of your Scrum Master. He will take care of it. You'll not even be creating any issues, not even a bug. If you're an automation engineer, your bug will also be created by your functional tester only. That is your manual tester. Everyone clear till this point, or does anyone have any queries? You can close the session for today. Your Jira is completed. Anyone? The logins are there for you for the rest of your life, or until Jira deletes your account. So you can keep on practicing. If you have any issues, any doubts, you can simply ask. No problem. While you are practicing, if you are getting any queries, you can still simply ask me, you need not worry. But don't delete your project, don't delete your credentials and expect me to answer your queries. The requirement is that your project should be ready, your project should be available, it should not be deleted. So anyone has any queries? Tell me. Fast. Else, I'm good to close this session for today. All right, I'm stopping the recording here.